So welcome to Precalculus. I'm going to talk about these four main items: the structure of the course, homework and assessments, how to get help, and then the available SPSCC credits. So every Friday I post the following week's module in Canvas. So these run from Friday to Friday. Each module has all of the assignments, quizzes, and video links for the week. My YouTube videos are the primary lessons. And I've really tried to emphasize that with students. Those are the first place you want to go before our live sessions to watch the lesson and watch me work through several examples. The live virtual sessions are for questions and announcements. So typically in pre-calculus, I have a lot of questions, and that has pretty much filled that time. And if there aren't questions, I may pull a few examples. If the section is particularly challenging, I'll do those anyway. Each week there are two main assignments and a homework quiz based on those assignments. Tests and section quizzes are usually going to be on Fridays in place of the homework quizzes. However, they won't always be depending on where we are. So grading is 80% for tests and quizzes, and then the weekly homework quizzes are 20%. So I'll read this whole note, the second bullet. Weekly homework assignments are to be submitted for a record. However, weekly homework quizzes are the items scored and tracked in Skyward in the daily work category. So these are typically 4 to 5 problems that are, kind of sum up that homework section. So I do expect that students are completing the homework assignments because if they're not doing that and they're just trying to go through the quizzes, they will probably have a hard time on tests. So most important slide is the getting help slide. I'm available from 1 to 2 Monday through Thursday. No appointments necessary. These are drop-in office hours. You just click the link in Canvas. And some students have clicked that link and they just wait. I am in the room and I'm working on a different computer if students aren't, if I'm not actively helping them in that link. So I just request that students give me some kind of verbal cue. Excuse me, Mr. Gomez, are you there? Just so that I can look at that screen. I do watch the chat occasionally, but if no students are there, I'm not staring at it. So verbal cue is good. And they can access those whether or not their class meets on that day or not. So if they meet Monday, Wednesdays, they can still talk to me on Tuesdays, Thursdays, in addition to Monday, Wednesday. Fridays, typically I'm, recording videos. We have our meetings and, grading. So I'm doing all of those things all day Friday, but I will make appointments with students if they need help from 10 to 11. My request is that the other hours that are available, the office hours, are taken advantage of first, because that's a more consistent time for me to help. At the end of each virtual class period, I leave some amount of time for open questions. So I stay in the live sessions until the end of our time. So if it's over at 10:35, I leave that active until 10:35, and students are free to get help that way as well. So usually it's a few students that stick around in that and ask me questions. So it's a good time if you just need more, individual help. This last bullet, students need to prioritize getting help as soon as they're stuck on something. So that's just the biggest thing in pre-calculus. I've taught this now for almost 10 years. Students that get help early in the course are the ones that do well. Students that get consistent help they do better. So if they drop in for 5-10 minutes every day, ask a question and get out of there, that's usually a really successful student in the course. Okay, this is a dual enrollment course, so you can get credit at Timberline, of course, and then you can also get up to 10 credits for the whole year at SPSCC. So it's a college and high school course. In Canvas, near the top of the homepage, modules page, you'll find 2 attachments with all of the detailed information about the credits. So I'm just making everybody aware of it here. once again. So check those links out for all the details. And if you have questions after you read those, please send me an email and I'll help you out with that. So it's 5 credits per semester. So those are paid for independently of one another. I believe this year they're either 119 or 129. I'd have to check on it again because they've changed since last year. But that's still significantly lower than what they would be if you were attending the college. Once they enroll, they have access to all of the academic services available. That's probably a bigger deal now with our circumstances because it's harder to get help, so that's a benefit. The due dates for this are later. I think they're in October, November. I believe they're in November. So just make sure to check those information sheets out, and as we get closer to those dates, I'm also going to make some announcements in class. So contacting me, email is always the best. I am working all day on a computer, so that is one of my open windows. So I see those and I try to respond to those quickly and in the order that I receive them. Remind is an option the district made available this year. It's a slower option for me because it's not the primary thing I'm checking. I do check it occasionally. So email is still best, and that's open at any time. This last bullet, please contact me with any question you may have. That's the last sentence in every email I send usually, and I mean that. So if something is confusing, whether it has to do with my class or just in general, and you think I could help, send me an email and I will happily answer your question if I can. So if you have anything, any questions after watching this presentation, please feel free to contact me, and thank you.